We have Binance under increasing regulatory scrutiny for more criminal activities, and fraud being one of them. And therefore, we have Coinbase competition. Really, we think it's disappeared.
The SEC has brought these cases one right after the other, I think, so that we could speak about them together and try to treat them together. But while there are some similarities to these cases, there are also some key differences. And so to talk through those a bit, neither of these are a surprise, right? The SEC has been investigating both Binance and Coinbase for many months, if not longer. The CFTC and the New York Attorney General already brought cases against Binance, and so the fact that the SEC would join in is not a surprise. Likewise, with Coinbase, we know that the SEC had served Coinbase a Wells notice, so again, the fact that they're suing them is not a surprise. So what do these cases say? We can start with what's similar between them. Both cases allege that Binance and Coinbase were operating unregistered securities exchanges. And they list a number of tokens that they were allegedly trading illegally. They also both allege that both Binance and Coinbase were offering unregistered securities in their various staking offerings. What is different is that in the Coinbase case, that's pretty much where the allegations end. There are some additional allegations against Binance that relate to fraud, to commingling of customer assets and self-dealing and manipulative trade practices that are not at all present in the Coinbase action.
So what you're saying is that you expect those accusations on Binance to actually prevail if you're expecting Coinbase to actually benefit from this? And wouldn't that lead to actually more regulatory crackdown on Coinbase if it's actually become a bigger player even in this industry?
It was interesting to see the SEC sue Binance on one day and then the next day Coinbase. And they were trying to put them in the same bucket. They are not at all in the same bucket. We have two former officials of Binance US coming forward, and actually we now understand that they have been working with regulators and the government generally to help the government understand how Binance US was not separate and distinct from Binance International, and how much CZ controlled Binance US, and how much of Binance's data was in China, and how much commingling of funds there were. Coinbase is not accused of any of this. And it is unfortunate that the SEC took action against Coinbase the day after Binance. And then Chairman Gensler, as he was on one of the major news channels, was trying to implicate Coinbase in the same way that he was implicating Binance. No, they're very different. There are questions about what's a security and about staking. Those are the two questions that Coinbase is facing and Binance is facing. But most of the other questions around Binance have nothing to do.
Kathy, you're still maintaining your confidence across crypto more broadly. Are you still confident in that $1 million target for Bitcoin?
For Bitcoin, yes, actually, the more uncertainty and volatility there is in the global economies, the more our confidence increases in Bitcoin. And one of the reasons is we've just been through an inflationary scare. We think it was very much supply chain driven, and Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. We also believe now that the bigger risk is deflation, not inflation. And why would Bitcoin do well in that circumstance? It would do well because it's an antidote to counterparty risk in the traditional financial system. On the Bitcoin blockchain, everything is transparent. It may be pseudonymous, but we can see all the transactions, all of the activity, and therefore we have a much better understanding of how little counterparty risk there is in the blockchain world.